Well, here we are, November 24th. This is John Myers, sober Christian, who's a deadhead and a worship leader. Tonight I come to you as a protector. I am very, very concerned about some things that I am seeing, both in the world today, in the U.S. economy, the world economy, and the way people are not realizing what's going on. I'll give you an example. Right now, besides the United States, every 100 days, creating $1 trillion in debt. Now, to put that into perspective, how unsustainable that is, we are bankrupt. And in a matter of days, we're going to be without the ability to pay our bills. We are not taking in taxes that are being spent properly. We're taking in taxes, but the evidence is coming out that there's over $800 billion in missing appropriations that the government funneled through the military to somewhere, and nobody knows where it went. They're not able to account for it after the seventh audit. There's so much stealing and graft going on. There is so much disappropriation and misappropriation of the intention of what we are as human beings in the United States of America with our hard-earned dollars. We are literally being taxed to death, and we are being spent to death. This is so serious that I would like you all just to stop for a few minutes. Don't turn this video off. If you're not aware of what's about to happen, and you are not doing something huge about it, if you are getting up in the morning, drinking your coffee, going to work if you have a job, or running your business if you have one, and thinking everything's going to be the same in the first quarter of 2025, you are insane. You are wishing not to look at the truth. You are using false news sources. You are gathering your information from corrupt channels. We are out of money. And Trump is not the savior. Trump is not a magician. Trump will cause incredible chaos, doing what probably needs to be done. You see, we are the largest employer in the world, the United States government. And if you combine all the government jobs together with the states, municipalities, townships, counties, it's ridiculous. And there's layers and layers and layers of jobs being done in duplicate that are being replicated by other agencies and other municipalities. We do have to trim the fat. We have to trim half of the employees, and we have to stop half of the regulations. And we need to learn to take care of ourselves and not let Big Brother and the government try to overregulate other people and industries, because we might get hurt. We're going to get hurt. This is not going to be painless. If you have not yet figured out that you need to run for the hills with your 401k and your money in the bank, you need to get your money out of the 401k and out of the bank. And you need to learn to invest and create your own businesses. I am talking to you about what I do and what has been prescribed by the wisest. Warren Buffett. You know what Warren Buffett just did? Warren Buffett sold billions and billions of dollars of his holdings. You know what he invested it in? He took money out of Bank of America because it's going to fail. He knows it. He took money out of Microsoft because Microsoft's going to have issues. He took money out of Apple because there's not going to be anyone to buy the Apple products. They're overpriced. They're wonderful. But there's only so much money. And he put it all into Domino's Pizza. Now, why did Warren Buffett do that with Domino's Pizza? I mean, he owns shares of energy companies, and because he knows that there's a segment of America that is going to need to find the cheapest food possible and still maybe want to eat out once a week just to keep their family happy. And Domino's is going to get the business. He's no fool. Domino's also is a well-run company. He doesn't invest in schlocky bottom line companies. So he invested in a solid, secure company that has a good price on their product, because people are not going to be going out to the steakhouses and to the bigger restaurants. They're not going to have the money. I went out today for lunch. It was ridiculous how much it cost. So why did Warren Buffett do that? And why are so many CEOs selling the stocks of their own companies? And they're not buying other stocks. They're selling their stocks, and they're turning their money into the following things. And I have too. So let's start with the list. If you are not buying silver and gold as part of your portfolio, you're missing the bus. And it's not because you're going to get rich on silver and gold. It will go up. It'll go down too. It'll go up and down and up and down. But the thing is it will always be worth more than the US dollar. As the dollar crashes, they'll go up. And, like I tell people, don't buy silver and gold and keep it around you. Put it in your safe deposit boxes like I do, or do cold storage. There's lots of companies that have storage. You can actually store it there. If you don't feel comfortable with that, put it in your safe deposit box. Or the tree in the backyard 9 paces from the back door to the left, or whatever, under there, whatever. Put it somewhere. But you need to get gold and silver. You really do. You need to look at how to buy gold and silver. You don't want to spend money on worthless trinkets. You want just basic silver rounds. They don't have to be U.S. Eagles or anything. An ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. An ounce of gold is an ounce of gold. If you can't afford an ounce of gold, maybe you can afford a quarter ounce or a half ounce, or just buy small amounts of silver. It's too heavy to keep around. You're going to have to put it somewhere. You can't just put it in your house. But no, if you have a few pieces, you could. But if you have a lot, you do want to get it off your property and get it into. I like safe deposit boxes. I like offsite what's called cold storage. That's just one thing. If you own Iraqi dinar and you're holding out and that's your investment strategy, you're a fool. It'll probably go up someday, but it's kept you focused on the dinar. And by focused on the dinar, what you've done is you haven't learned to focus on other strategies. I have lots of friends who bought dinar 10 years ago, Iraqi dinar, and they're holding it and they think that they're going to get rich. A lot of them have died already. That is not an investment strategy. It's a piece of a portfolio. Iraq is going to revalue at some point, and they're going to go up at some point. And whoever holds those pieces of worthless paper right now will be having more money out of it. But it's not an investment strategy to lean on. You can have some. I have a little. You can have some. Crypto. You need to learn what's going on in the crypto world and why it's important. It's not the only thing you want to do again, but crypto's very, very important. And which ones are the ones that have the greatest use cases? XRP, Solana, Bitcoin, they have all different purposes. And understanding what those purposes are. And there's some other good ones too, and understanding how to buy it. And what I've learned to do is to buy and hold some, and then you can trade some also. So you kind of have diversify. You have different coins, you have different strategies, right? What I didn't mention was securities and equities, stocks and bonds. And the reason I didn't mention that is because most people are not sophisticated enough to understand what's going to happen. You're going to lose all your money in the market, or most of it, or a lot of it, if you're just holding. Those stocks are going to drop. The market's going to drop. Learning how to work on to swing trade the market when you buy when it's going up, and with the indicators that you can learn about, you can tell kind of when it's going to go down and get out. Don't be guilty. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. There's a way to work with the market. But if you think you're going to buy and hold, and I've got all these stocks, my 401k is great, and I got all that, you have no idea what's about to hit you, man. You're going to get right in the ass. You do not want to be all 401k and that's your retirement, because when that market drops, and buddy, it's going to do it. It cannot do it. It can't not do it because the dollar is going to crash eventually. Oh, by the way, it's going to go up for a while. It's strong now. It's going to look pretty good. But when we run out of money and when we can't pay our bills, and when Trump gets rid of half the government, those people work and they make money by sucking you dry and me dry on our taxes. They're not going to be spending any money. They're going to be unemployed unless they can find jobs in the private sector. You know, Trump's tariffs are going to raise rates. They're also going to cause people to want to manufacture here. But there's a lag that takes place. So let's say Trump does his tariffs and companies say, oh, we need to build factories here. Well, it takes a year to build a factory. Okay. So before that factory's built and it can hire the guy who used to be a government employee, there's a lag. And if he thinks they're going to get unemployment, if they think you're going to get that, well, we hope it's available because there's not unlimited amount of money. Janet Yellen has been a printing press. She's been printing money. When you do that, like we've been doing, you can not have anything but inflation happen. And when all the dollars start coming back to the United States, it's very inflationary, and they're going to come back because no one's going to want to buy our bonds and our securities. And when that wedge crosses over on the graph, that when the dollar starts to drop because we can't afford to pay our bills and we start to implode as a country and we're going through bankruptcy as a country and you think you're going to go to work. I know this is supposed to be like a really fun video place where you talk about good things. Well, here's the good part. I'm telling you about it. You need to do something. I did something and I'm continually every day, my wife and I are doing something about it. Is it foolproof? I don't know. I can't predict the future, but I'm preparing. Preparing. Maybe some extra food, maybe some extra water, maybe some alternative energy sources, maybe some backup of any supplies you might normally buying more of it. And you're saying, well, I don't have any money. I can barely afford to. I've always told people, you can start businesses. You can. Now, you might think, oh, I don't have 1,000, 100,000 or $1 million to start a business. I think it's about time I introduce you to a couple other people I know. They can help you start businesses on the cheap. And by the way, if you do not have a business, you're a fool. Because all of the tax deductions in the United States for businesses are passing you right by. You're not able to even capture one of them. Like writing off some of your expenses, a part of your house, some of your electricity, your cell phone, your internet, some of your mileage, a lot of different things. Those are just rudimentary ones. But home-based businesses are great. I suggest you do a home-based business. And I'm not just talking about multi-level marketing, which I have always done that. I have always had those tax deductions. But that is not the only business. So there are some people I need to introduce you to probably pretty quick. I think I'm going to have them on split screen on these videos. I think you need to know that I have a friend who can teach you how to make money on Amazon, on stocks, on crypto. I have friends who have teaching platforms that teach all this stuff that I've been watching and learning from. And I'm going to bring a lot of people on this. I have a list of about 20 people I want you to meet. Some of them have nothing to do with business. Some of them are just really great people that have done really interesting things in their lives. Some of them are my family members. I've introduced you to my father, Julian F. Myers. Well, there's a bunch more. So you need to prepare. If you are someone who has no money, excuse me, you're going to want to see some of my future videos about how to start businesses with almost no capital. For those of you who have capital, who have a 401k, I think it's time for you to start thinking about how to turn that into money. This is going to blow your mind what's about to happen. And my understanding of the stock market from all the charts I've been studying is it's going to go up and maybe down a little bit and then back up. It's going to peak around the end of the year. the stock market. I'm not picking a stock. I'm just saying in general, the SPX. But holy crap, what we're gonna see in 2025. I don't know the timing, but I know it's coming. You have been forewarned. And there are many of us out there who know this. Many, many. And if you need me to help you with that, ask me in the comments and I'll tell you. I'll explain it to you. I definitely want to introduce you to the people that have helped me through these times. I've only been profiting just massively in the past couple of years. Our position in life is better than ever. And that's going against the grain. I know. Oh, by the way, one more thing. One of the more huge evidence, just amazing, is not only is the government in debt, but credit card spending is like 1.7 trillion or something right now. Credit card defaults are increasing. You don't know this because you're not being told this, but car loan defaults are where they were during the 2007, 2008. Foreclosures are increasing all across the United States. Commercial loans are defaulting. You're not being told this. And there's reasons why you're not being told this. But it's going to be very, very evident in the first quarter of 2025. And bad news, nothing sells like bad news. And when bad news starts happening, people start running for the hills. And they start selling their stocks. And what happens is the stock market starts to crash. And then people can't get their money out fast enough. And then they start doing bank runs. And they run up their credit cards. And they have no money left. That's the scenario of a recession. But actually, it's a depression. You want to be ahead of that. You've been told. I hope that's good news. I hope you can work it into something good. Because I want you to be blessed. I don't want us to be going out in this world and running around like a fool, going from one thing to the next. I want you to be safe and secure with your families and your homes. We love you. We want to be with you and see you. It doesn't mean that we're going to have absolute and total chaos if we all get our minds wrapped around what we need to do. There's ways to make money when the stocks are going up. There's ways to make money when it's going down. Do you guys know that? Do you guys know about this stuff? There's ways to make money when crypto's going down and going up. But when you're stuck in a 401k and someone's trading for you and the stock market starts to crash, that's why you see 401ks go down in value like they did. Remember all that money we lost back last decade? It took a decade to make it back. You want to lose another decade? I don't. Thanks for watching. And I promise you, there's more solutions coming. Bye-bye.